we don't want ringtone. Oh, that's the ringer. Okay, I think we are good. Let me double check that we are not sideways. I can never keep that thing straight. Let's see here. Hey y'all. I am just trying to make sure that I've got this like set up properly. I see my face on here. Yep, that's me looking at the camera with a giant hand. All right, and we're all set up. Hi guys, how are you guys? Friday evening, 9:30 at night. I don't know about you guys, but I am pooped. My 5th graders have worn me out this week, but they've been awesome. So welcome. You guys have been asking for the ruffled carrot wreath for a while, so that's what we're going to work on tonight. Definitely feel free to share the video, and those of you that are watching the video, I have a code that you can now use on uniqueinthecreek.com. It doesn't work on the Canada site, but so you'll have to go to the .com site. But it works on the US site, and if you use code SPARKLES, you can get 10% off of your purchases from there, so definitely do that. Hi Karen, so we've got Kentucky in. I wonder where else we've got. Who else is up on this time of night? I'm curious about that. I've got, hi Janet, how are you? All right, I know it's a little late for some people. So I want to tell you a little bit about the board that we have here. First of all, this is the tree frame right here. I actually took the front side and I spray painted it. I like to spray paint about everything, just as close to the color that I'm going to use as possible. And I've already prepped this board, so we're going to use the Ruffle Technique tonight. So if you take a look at it, hi, oh yay, we've got New York, we've got Virginia. New York, are you staying nice and warm there? So I've already got these in there, and I'm going to let you guys take a look at the back. Hi, Darlene. So if you take a look at the back, I just used the 4-inch zip ties. So I've already prepped everything on here out in the open. And they're so easy to pop in. There's a little secret to getting them to come in. We've got Wisconsin too. I love it. The cheese state. Okay, I know she's tired of hearing that. All right, so if we stick this in here, all you do is you place your thumb or whatever finger like right behind that hole right there. So when you go to put this in here, it slides. Let me get that in there. It's easier when it's down on a table. It slides through it, and you don't have to sit here fumbling with it. So that's kind of like just a little tip point. Just put your finger right there, and like it pushes the actual zip tie up. Barbara, hi Barbara. We've got Michigan too. Alice, it's not a cheese. You're not a cheesehead. I never said you were. It's okay though if you are, but if you could you be something like brie or something? Because I really love brie. So, and I've got my coffee tonight versus my usual wine that you guys see me drinking. I'm trying to lose weight. I've not been successful so far, but my husband can lose pound after pound. And then Lori's gonna like this one. How you like my little Mickey Mouse heater, my little coffee cup heater from Amazon? I bet you Lori will love that one. So, all right, everybody's coming in. We've got Candy. Hi, Patsy. It's been a while. I haven't had a chance to talk to everybody in so long. Lori's in. Love it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Guys, this is so easy, and I actually counted it out. It's about 1.5 rolls, and it turns out that I can get away with just using one ruffle in each of them. I'm going to look for that little extra. I had it over here. There it is. It's hiding under the laptop. All right, so I'm just going to use one extra one here, and we're going to get the tip started. So this one's not complicated. Even my buddy Tommy is tuning in real quick. All right. Okay. So I cut the mesh to simple 8 inches. I know some people cut it to 10, some people cut it 9. Honestly, when you're doing it this tightly, you don't need to cut it that long. It's going to become extremely fluffy and have a lot of volume to it already. So 8 inches is perfect. This is a 10 by 8. Hi, Kathy. How are you, girl? Right around the corner from me. So we're going to stick that in there. We're going to get our tips started. Now, the thing about the 4 inches is, yes, they do fall through. At least through this tip. They don't fall through the rest of these. Just the tip. I just realized that. I wonder if that's going to... Is it on? Off. On. There we go. Microphone should be working. And I'm just going to stick that in there. And there we go. Tennessee! This is going to sound completely ignorant, but you guys have snow in Tennessee. I'll be honest, I don't pay much attention to the weather right now. All I know is that we've experienced all 4 seasons in Georgia in a matter of 1 week. And it's just ridiculous. We went all the way up to 80, which was fabulous. Down to fall, 54 today. And then it's going to be like under 50 tomorrow. It's ridiculous. It's like Mother Nature needs to make up its mind. So, all right. So you can see I've just got the tip in there. It doesn't look like much right now, but once all these ruffles get in there, this tip kind of gets pushed down more, and you kind of get more of your point that you're looking for. Ontario, you're on the Georgia line. Okay, same here. All right, so you know exactly what I'm feeling. I'm like, make up your mind. I thought spring was here. I was about to go shopping for the boys. Share away. Yes, please. I'll definitely show you guys whatever. I've actually come up with a cool idea, guys, for a bumblebee. Some of you guys may beat me to it because I've got too much on my plate right now anyway, but I was walking in Dollar Tree today in the hopes that maybe, just maybe, their Easter stuff would be out, because they have some awesome bunny ears at Dollar Tree. I checked them out online. Unfortunately, my Dollar Tree didn't have it yet. So I had to make my own. But what I did come across is these little eggs right here, which honestly, they're too small to do anything with. Some people say, oh, I guess you could make an extremely small pineapple wreath. You know, the popular ones everybody's wanting to do and everything. You could do a pineapple wreath on here. It would just be incredibly small. If you know me, I like it big. That sounded weird. Okay. Hi, Alabama, and hello from cold New Jersey. Yup. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cold up there. You guys have a lot of snow too. But this would be perfect if you take a... I was thinking about this the other day, and this is the only one I pulled out. I would do the flower board. I wouldn't do the character board. You could do a character board now that I think about it. My idea was, because we kind of have an ovalus shape here, if you take the character board, you could do it on a character board, and you could do a bumblebee or a yellow jacket, because you could do the face right here in the middle, the colors around it, then attach this to the bottom right here, and then do your stripes going across. At least that's my thought process. Again, I would have to do it in practice. Yeah, Darlene, everybody knows I kind of like open mouth, insert foot. I'm bad about that. You could also do the flower board and just kind of go with the whole yellow-black idea. You could add a styrofoam head to the top like a ball, and then attach the little stinger, little body part down here. That was just an idea I had in my head. I was determined to try to make a bumblebee. So I saw it and I went ahead and got it. I just don't... Yeah, I know, right? That's exactly what I thought. And so I had to grab it because that's what I saw when I saw the egg. Only problem is, as you guys, or as Lori knows, I'm making a flamingo next. And so that's going to be the next thing that I cannot wait to show off now that I officially have all my winter orders finished, and Valentine's Day is pretty much finished now too. So I think we're going to be at a lull where I get to start experimenting a little bit more. Now, one thing you want to do with this, you don't want to get too far in. Yeah. You don't want to get too far in before you start clipping these off the top. Otherwise, you're going to be pulling the ruffles aside, and that is not going to be fun, and you're probably also going to fray, throw it over there, the mesh as well. So All right. You're going to see by the time I get about the third or fourth one up, we can get away with one, that we don't have to do double ruffles in each of them. So, all right, let's start up here on the third row. There we go. She made a cute bee. I missed it. Somebody tag me in her post in the group, please, because I would like to see the bee. So I like my little bees. I like my little ladybugs. I would love to see the bee. Honestly, you know, Lori knows I'm a teacher by day. So, you know, I work in the classroom. I absolutely adore my 5th graders. They get my sense of humor. As a matter of fact, one of them has started a book about me. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. And she's calling it the Book of Rivera-isms. And she said she wants to present it to me at the end of the school year. I was like, oh boy. I was like, this should be interesting because, yeah. It should be very interesting. Nothing bad. It's just, you know, I have a lot of brain sometimes, or comes out differently. But we have a lot of fun in there. So, all right, so we're just the third row in, but if you take a look at it and you can start pushing it down, you can see that just from looking at the tip, you have the coverage that you're looking for. And by the time you add a backing in felt, like cut it out in felt and just add a backing to it, there's no way you're going to be seeing through it. So I keep wanting to grab these zip ties and put a zip tie in because I just finished up making like 5 roses like in 2 days to ship out. So that's where my brain is, even though I know that I've already put all the zip ties in here. Thank you for the share, Jan. What is the best tool to trim the plastic tails off of? Any kind of cutter. I don't know what you call them, wire cutters. I don't like the ones from the jewelry. The jewelry section is sharp. The problem is they don't like to cut the large ones. And I've broken 2 of them in about a month and a half. There's one that I really, really like, but Home Depot has been out of them for a couple of months. I could order online, I know, but I'd rather just get it from the store right down the road. So I did find these. I'm trying to, I think these ones came from Hobby Lobby. So, and they do pretty good, you know, they have the little spring right here, but you've got to cut it just right or you have sharp edges. So I'm going to find out what that Home Depot one is. And try to let you guys know what it is, because that one was my absolute favorite. I never had to worry about sharp edges regardless of which one I used. And I think I skipped one, but that's okay. Let's see here. Yeah, you can go back and watch from the beginning. Once I end up saving the video at the end, then you'll be able to press replay. I'll mention it again though, for those of you that are just tuning in. If you use Sparkles, if you use code Sparkles when you go to order off of the website uniqueinthecreek.com, you can take 10% off of your order. It should be amazing too if you already order over $100, you can get the free shipping. But it only works on the .com. It does not work on the Canada side. So I'm sorry about that. And the code still works like regardless of whether or not the video is done or not. So no worries on that one. So you don't have to worry about that. Let's see here. Yep, for the frame. I love it. I'm going to tell you guys, this is a whole lot easier and faster than when I was doing double ruffles, trying to hold both of the ruffles. And going through so many rolls of mesh. So, and this is fun. I've got a workshop coming up on next week, Saturday, the 16th, in Hiram, and we're going to be making this exact carrot wreath, actually. So, I love those ladies. I've got a couple of repeaters coming, and then I've got a few new faces as well. So I love it. I love getting more people on board and showing that they can actually, you know, make things like this themselves. And it's not that hard. Yes, Craft Outlet has it on there. Did you see that they have the flower board for $7.95? I about died. And then, of course, at $69, you get the free shipping. So, wow, that too. I saw that today, but I just placed a huge order from you, Lori, off your website. I think I'm good right now, unless I start getting flower orders pouring in. But there's still a few flowers I want to try. I haven't made the lolly flower yet, and I want to try that out. What size mesh? Well, it's the 10-inch mesh, and I cut them to 8 inches. So, and again, once you finish up a row, you want to go in here and just kind of trim the tails off. It's just going to be too difficult once all the mesh starts piling up on top of each other. So, kind of like petticoats from the 1800s or whatever. I heard there were a lot of them. So, alrighty. Hello, Linda. What do you mean? They're already in stock. The flower boards, Lori, or a different board? Because the flower boards, I just checked online a little bit earlier today, and I saw from my end, it looked like they were already ready to be able to order. So, how am I putting in the scrunches? Okay. I wish I had one of those fancy little gizmos that kind of like zooms in. I see some people doing that. I think I need some sort of extra tablet up here. One, I'm just doing a regular ruffle, so I'm just crawling my fingers up. And then when I'm putting them in, because of the fact that the ties go this way, like that, so I just put them in like that. So that's how the ruffles, typically I know we want to do them like this, but they're going in like this. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit and gets a little more clarity on there. So this one's got 4 in it. But I love this. This is easy for anybody to do. At Trendy Tree. No, I don't shop at Trendy Tree. Nothing against Trendy Tree. It's just Craft Outlet's always got me with the free shipping at $69 and the discounts they always give me because I make so many purchases. Oh, I hate seeing the credit card statement. At least I pay it off though, so that's good. No, I thought we were talking about Craft Outlet. Am I folding that in half and putting it in the plastic? No, literally, like I said, just scrunching up the metal. And I'm not folding it in half. So you could fold it in half if you wanted to. For me, I just like this because I get a little more coverage on the upside and on the downside as well. But yeah, you could definitely try it as well. That way, I don't think you're going to get as much volume from it, but I don't see why it wouldn't work for sure. So let's put this one back in here. See, it's still in stock. The zip ties are open. Yeah, I'll show you guys again. And if you look at the replay, you'll be able to see it there because I showed it at the beginning too. But let me cut these tails off and I'll definitely hold it back up again. So I debated whether I was going to do ears tonight or a bow, but then I had a lady who was interested in purchasing a carrot with ears. So I'm like, okay, might as well do the ears. So if you take a look at it, they're 4-inch zip ties. It doesn't matter if this part is laying on this side. If you can see, I made a mistake here and it's laying on that side. It doesn't matter, guys. Typically, it's just whichever way I hold the board. But they're 4-inch, and I go ahead and prep the board ahead of time. So, and the only one, and they'll stay put. You don't have to worry about them falling out. The only one that likes to fall out at the very beginning is the bottom one until you get the ruffles put in. So, all right, so we are about halfway through. So, did that help, Kayla, or do you need to see it a little bit closer? And then, Michelle, if you wanted to do double ruffles, some people put them on top. I'll show you real quick how I like to do it, though. Some people put them on top of each other, and that's not a problem. I find that when you put them on top of each other, though, you don't get them like, I don't know what the word is, but you don't get the nice little spacing that you're looking for. So I'll show you what I mean. So here I've got my 2 ruffles here. If I place them on top, this is what it's going to look like, right? Me, personally, and it depends on the look you're going for, I just like to take them and I will combine them that way, and then they get pushed in like this. So then you kind of get more of this look when you're putting them in the wreath. And I like that better because then you just don't have, otherwise it looks like sliced cheese or sliced ham or something like that. This gives it just a little bit more. I don't know. I wish I knew the vocab for it, but I don't know. All right, Kayla, good. Yes, Debbie, I did paint the board orange. Yes, ma'am. I like to paint everything because, one, I don't like show-through. Show-through bothers me. And I will really look at a wreath from every angle, even an angle that it doesn't make sense somebody's going to look at it, like from the top. Like, who's that tall, really? But that's just me. And then if I see space, I have to go back and redo it. So it bothers me. I have to go back to one of my watermelon wreaths because I noticed a little space from one little angle. And I'm like, nope, you're not going to cut it. So we're going to get that in there. But these are so easy. And you can do them in petal form too. But with petals, you're going to use a lot more mesh. Again, if I counted correctly, it's about 1.5 rolls. I think it was like 1.5, 1, like repeating decimals. So that's what I think. If indeed I counted correctly. No, don't you space out, computer. So, yeah. Yep, I always paint them. Always, always, always. All right, let's push these guys over. But this is so easy. And how cute is that? You could, you know, have your girlfriends over. You know, if you hold workshops, this is so easy for them to do. And they like to be able to sit there and relax and enjoy. You know, it's just a fun ladies' time, you know. I wish I could bring wine into Hobby Lobby, but I can't. So it can't be like a sip and wreath, although wouldn't that be awesome? Although I'm not quite sure how the wreaths would turn out if we did a sip and wreath. So, all right, we're going to stick you in here. And I'm going to hold this up in a second so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. As far as one piece is enough for coverage. So, what ink do you use? I'm assuming you mean paint. Krylon? No, Rust-Oleum, the paint and primer in one. Whichever one it is, it's either Krylon or it's Rust-Oleum, but it's the paint and primer in one, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, let me hold this up. I'm not all the way over the row yet, but take a look at it. So already, and we're going to fluff this out towards the end, but already you can see, like, you don't see the holes down here or anything. And as we finish up and add more to it, it's going to become even more full. So, no, after I paint, I don't seal because of the fact that it is a paint and primer in one. Now, Lori said, and this is some awesome news, that these wooden boards are going to be in acrylic soon. I can't wait. So, because that also means my shipping costs go down just a little bit, but you know what? Every little bit counts for my customers. So, because if it goes down on my end, it goes down for them on their end too. So, but, you know, the acrylic, even if it's a paint and a primer, it will chip off the boards if you're not careful. But it really shouldn't be a problem because by the time you put all these layers on it, you're not going to notice that. And it doesn't chip badly. It's just, it's more susceptible, like, you know, you brush this against it or something like that. It's just more susceptible to a few chips right there. And that's it. You know, it's not a big deal. And it's definitely not a deal breaker for sure. I'll take acrylic any day. I like it either way. So, all right. So we are almost halfway through. I love it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to show you my bunny ears. Let's see here. Yay! I can't wait. I'm curious. Are we going to have, because I know for the flower board, Lori, you did a, you ended up doing a large and a small. Are there going to be just one size for the tree frames, or is it going to be, are you considering like doing 2 sizes? I had somebody ask me that the other day, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm not Lori. But I can ask Lori. So, no, I don't prime the board first. I'm not putting a picture. Again, the paint that I use, the spray paint, is a paint and primer in one. So I don't need to worry about priming it. I will say this, though. I use the white side of the board. If you're using wooden boards, whether it's the flower board, whether it's a character board, and you still have the wooden frames or the tree board, I strongly suggest that you paint the white side. This tan side will absorb spray paint like crazy, and you will end up having to do several coats to get the color that you're looking for. So I'm curious about one size for the molds. Ouch, $25,000. You know what? Now I know why the problem is. Remember those 2 owls I kept complaining about? 12.75 inches. I measure them 2.75 inches. That's the problem. I'm just saying. You know, that's why. But, yeah. I'm still mad about my owls. I got ripped off. But I made it work. I'm good. Yeah, definitely share. And I'd love to see how many shares we've got going on there. So if you were able to click share, if you could just like put a quick like or some sort of silly emoji face or something on there, you know, for the video, for this video. And that way I can kind of get an idea of who ended up, you know, how many shares we've got going on. Because this rabbit is so easy. This is something that everybody can do inside their homes, you know, like, you know, you can get them made, but they're so easy to do yourself, and it's so much fun. It gives you something to do. You do it with your girlfriends. You could do it with your kids. You know, even a kid would be capable of doing this. Maybe not a 6 or 7-year-old. But, you know, like, it'd be a fun, like, daughter's night, granddaughter's night, or something like that. You know, girls' night in. So, I like the snowman. Hi, Tammy. I'm so glad that you guys are sharing this because I definitely want to get it out. You know, and then definitely, like I said, you can do a pedal with this. I'm just telling you that you're going to be using about 2.75, I believe it is, rolls of mesh, depending on the pedal that you use. There's a specific pedal that I really like doing. So, can you imagine how much you could buy in China for $25,000? I could live large. All right, let's get this guy in there. Now, I will say that once this wreath is done, one, it'll be put up until my customer comes for it. But then, right before she comes, that's when I'll also seal the wreath, since it is mesh. I like to spray. Some people like to spray with the acrylic sealer. The only problem is I've heard that in extreme humidity or extreme heat that I have heard of it yellowing or leaving like a residue just in those particular instances. I personally just like to go for the UV resistant spray that you can get at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I would definitely get it with a coupon. And if you wait for the most opportune time at Michael's, you can get the 60% off coupon and use that. And by the way, if you order online, that 60% off coupon can be used 3 different times. I don't know if Joann's has it. So, these are made in China. You're a big business, though. You're not ordering 2 little owls. So I'm pretty sure they spend more time on you than they do on someone like me who's just ordering 2 little owls. Oh my gosh. They're cute little owls, but man, they were little owls. My husband told me, he was like, how much does it cost? And I said $8.99. And he said, you expected to receive 2 12.75-inch owls for $8.99. And I said, well, that's what Amazon said. And my husband said, you get what you pay for. touche, touche. As my students say, that's tough. So, but a fact. Yeah, fact is, making things in the U.S., everything's always going to cost more. And then the consumer has to be willing, because the business has to suck up the price, so then the consumer has to suck up the price on their end too. So, you know, I'm all for made in the USA or made in, you know, doing them in Canada or something, but the fact is, when you look at the economics of the situation, it's not really feasible. So, especially with all the labor rules and everything else. So, I'm all for international trade. But, yeah. I tell you what I can't wait for. I can't wait to start seeing these wreath frames in Michael's and Hobby Lobby. That's what I'm waiting for. So, word spreading. Yep, it is. So, but yeah, the next one I'm making after this is going to be a flamingo. So, I already ran the idea past Lori. You guys, I think you guys are going to like it. The mesh came in already. I was hesitant because sometimes when you see mesh online, you just don't know. Kind of like that rose gold situation. You order it and you're like, oh my God, this is going to be a beautiful flower. And then you're like, oh my God, I have to use like 2 rolls of this just to get enough coverage. So, but I'm glad I made a good decision. So I was worried about that. Like if that was going to be one of those rolls of mesh. It doesn't seem like it so far. So I'll probably work on it sometime next week. It shouldn't take that long. It's a relatively easy wreath. Honestly, the most time-consuming part's going to be making the attachments. Michael's is expensive, though. I'll be honest. I shop with coupons there. Yeah. And I shop online. And I'm not going to mention which codes because I don't want them to cancel it. Anyway, if you shop online and you do store pickup, you can use each code anywhere from 2 to 4 times, depending on how they have the website set up. So I'll take a 50% off coupon, use it twice or 3 times, then I'll take the other coupon and use it another 2 to 3 times, and then the next day I'll just keep doing the same thing. So, yeah, that's how I do it. Joann's too. Joann's, you can do it the same exact way. So, all right, this row's almost done. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the flamingo. I've got it. I've got everything for it. I bought the fabric because I have to make the wreath attachments for it myself. That's why I'm taking sewing class this summer. I want to learn how to get a little more. I have a sewing machine. It's a $350 sewing machine. At least it was like 7 years ago. I've taken it out of its container twice. Kind of like the piano that I thought I was going to play. Yeah. So I want to take some sewing classes this summer specifically so I can learn how to make wreath attachments. So, yeah. They can make you jump. Yep, they do. They do. So, they do. We are almost done, ladies. I get to show you the cute little bunny ears I made. Speaking of bunny ears, I was looking for like the fluffy part on the outside because I wanted to make white bunny ears this time. Can I come? I thought there was, Lori, didn't you have a teacher insert? I know I saw a wreath in the group with a teacher insert, like love something to the core or something like that. I don't know. I thought I did. Yeah, you can use the competitor coupons too. And then if you're a teacher, you can use 15% off for other stuff. It doesn't stack. Sometimes it does. It just depends on what you're purchasing. So, here we go. And don't forget, those of you that are just tuning in, you can use code SPARKLES when you are shopping online at uniqueinthecreek.com. And you can take 10% off there too. So, I am all for saving money, guys. So, will you? Margaret, where do you live at? I'm curious, because I might have missed it earlier. I'm trying to find a sewing class around the area. Like, I know Joann's has it, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not keen on making a pillow. I want to learn how to use my machine and like how to do some of the basic stuff there. Maybe all I need is a refresher course. I made a pair of stretchy pants one time, long time ago. All right, I'll be honest, that was in high school. That's beside the point. It can't be that hard to pick back up again, right? It's like riding a bicycle. Can't be that hard. So, Peachtree City. Okay, you're not that far away from me. I don't know if we're going to be able to take it together, though. I think you're about an hour away from me, actually. So, but yeah, I want to take, you know, a sewing class. Another thing I want to do this summer is, after the sewing class, I want to take a, what is it? Lori mentioned the chalk couture, however you pronounce that word, painting. And so I did some research online, and it looks pretty cool. And I heard that there was a class in Kennesaw for it. So I'm thinking about signing up and taking a class there so I can do my own painting on it as well. So, I don't know, just try to branch out a little bit and kind of add. Check my local senior center. Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Somebody did do the character wreath and make the... Yeah, I thought so. The apple with the onset. I remember seeing it. Yeah, I thought it was cute. So, I don't know where they got that part. It'd be easy to get the insert made, though. What brand is your machine? I'll be honest with you. I took it out twice, and the last time I took it out was 7 years ago. That's been used twice. So, I watched a YouTube video the other day on how to do the little spoolie thingy. I have no idea what the terminology is. You put the little thing on there, and then you have this tiny little thing over here, and it goes, and it fills it up with thread. So, it's things like this that my students say go into the book of Rivera-isms. So, yeah. Yeah, only 3 rows left. And I'm taking my time with this, guys. But usually if I'm trying to churn this out, I can churn it out pretty fast. So, might not be able, I just can't talk while I'm doing that. See, I'm not the only one with sewing machines and they're like kind of gathering dust. Maybe it's a, I don't know. I don't know. Isn't Brother popular? Maybe it's a Brother. I just know it was a $350 machine in its day. And it's been used twice. Because I really thought that I was going to start sewing my children's clothes and that I was going to make cute little clothes for my little boy, who I thought was a girl, but that's beside the point. And then found out he was a boy. I was going to make boy clothes. Yeah, I never did it. I didn't realize just how time-consuming life would be after that. Look at it, guys. See, now it's starting to take shape, and we'll do some fluffing up afterwards. So, but it's getting there. We're getting there. So, it's almost there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off before I forget about it on the back. This is that bottom one. There we go. Woohoo! And it's looking very fluffy. Usually I'll play around with the bottom here to get a little more pointy too. So, yeah. Yeah, that's what I have been, well, I haven't looked for that specific machine, but yeah, just like learning how to put the little thread on that tiny thing. And then like learning where it goes. Because I do know that mine's a top loading. I do remember that much. So, but yeah, because my plan is I am going to make some flamingo legs. I already got all the materials for it. So for my flamingo wreath, you know, he'll have some cute little legs. Haven't quite figured out the toe part yet, but I have the material for the toe part. So, how many orange pieces did you cut? I cut 68 right now. I'll be honest with you, I didn't go back and count just how many sets of holes there were. I knew it was somewhere around that number. So I did start with 68 cuts. And again, that turns out to be about 1.511. So, yeah. Vikings is the best one. I can tell you right now, mine is not a Vikings because I would have had so much fun like wearing like little hats from the dollar store and everything else like that and prancing around the house with biking. So I know for a fact it's not a biking. I bet you it's something like a Brother or something. Is Brother a sewing machine? Brother sounds familiar. Or maybe I'm thinking about my kids. I don't know. They're not my brothers, but they are brothers. So, yeah. I don't know if mine has embroidery. I'm assuming it does, but I have no clue. I don't know. I know I've been enjoying using, what is that I have? Is it a silhouette? It's a Cameo 3, whatever that is. Whether it's silhouette or whether it's a cry cut. I don't know. But it's a Cameo 3. So I've been enjoying doing little things like that. I did my own decal on the back of my car for my business using that. I printed shirts, like stuff to put on shirts with it. I did some sign stuff as well with it. See, Brother is. Okay, I bet you it's a brother. Hi, Alice. So, you've come in at just the right time. We're going to be seeing the finished product here in a minute. I'll be honest, I've been excited about this one because I've only made 2 carrots prior to this one. The first one I did was that insane petal one, and I vowed I would never, ever do it again. Unless, of course, a custom order came in for it. But, oh my God. Lori, I think you missed this one. I want to show it to you real quick. Has nothing to do with wreathing, but check out my Mickey Mouse coffee warmer. Isn't it cute? He's got a little Mickey Mouse face right there. Ah! Amazon. You just put it there. You can put your little cup of coffee on there. If you're like me, it takes me literally over an hour to drink 1 cup of coffee. So I used to constantly throw it in the microwave, heat it up, throw it in the microwave, heat it up. So have this little gadget here. I don't have to heat it up anymore. Isn't it great? Can't use it at school though. Kids are around. So I do not want to be responsible for a kid being burned. Okay, now on this one, let me fix this one real quick because apparently I put it in backwards, and you'll realize that real quick because when you go to try to close it, it's just going to pop right back out on you. There we go. All right. Yeah. You should get your favorite teacher one. Are you talking? Ah, Lori, I should get you one. Oh. Yes, ma'am. These are awesome. They're awesome. I don't know what customs would be going for Canada, though, because each time I've shipped a wreath to Canada, granted, that's not a wreath, but that customs is something else. Let me tell you, it's like $40 some odd just to do a wreath through customs on there. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. I used to ship, I used to have my shop open to ship like to Europe and other places like that, and I actually shut it down because I was having issues with customs a couple of times, and I was like, you know what, it is just not worth the hassle and the headache of dealing with it. But I still have Canada open, so I mean, you know, you're like our neighbor, so need to get a cooler to keep her mountains blue. I am so confused. I can have a cooler for something else. You know, like a couple bottles of wine. I'm just saying, you know, that is a perfect teacher gift. Just saying, just saying. Off campus, of course. Off campus, of course. Just saying. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, we've got 2 rows left. And again, I've been taking my time on this, but these things are a blast. And you can see it's already pretty full at this point. That's why I wish I would have started this out the very first time I made a carrot instead of like doing the petal, and then I was concerned about coverage, so I did double ruffles, which was insane to try to put apart. Made a really fluffy wreath, but it wasn't necessary. So 1 does just fine. Alright, I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to cut the mesh. Because if I cut the mesh, then that's going to cause it to start fraying. Alright, there we go. I'm loving it. It's amazing. I swear, I think we just added, going from this point right here, we just added like nearly 3 inches. 1, 2, 3, about 3.5 or 4 inches on the side. So I bet you it's about that way over there as well. So it's going to be a big one. Lori needs to get a cooler because she drinks some kind of beer on her lives. She does. I remember that. I looked at one live and I was like, Lori, is that your can of beer over there? Yes, I'm analyzing the background. I'm checking it out. A peek into Lori's life. There we go. All right. Got this little guy. Almost done. These things turn out to be so huge. I'm actually going to take one, make one and put it on the outside of my classroom door just because it's so huge. So you're not going to find many people having one of these. So when you're looking to make a wreath and you're like, you want something that's different, something that not everybody has, this is it. You know, you find all sorts of Easter wreaths, but you're not going to find many in the carrot shape. So, and you can even, I've seen some of our ladies use it to do floral, like to do it with tulips. So you can even do that as a frame with tulips. You know, you can do it without it, but some people struggle with getting the technique down right when you're trying to do it with tulips, versus this is taking the guesswork out of it and just makes it to where anybody could do it. Coors Light. See, I'm not a beer drinker, so I need to find something to drink though, because wine has a lot of calories. Somebody said wine was better to drink than beer, and I said, no, not for me. Because 1 glass turns into 2, and 2 turns into 3, and 3 turns into 4, and then I'm asleep. So, and that's kind of how it rolls. All right. You know, and then I was trying to lose weight, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll stop drinking wine, and I bet you I'll just lose weight. No, it's like my body says, ha, you want to bet? So it definitely does not have my back, that's for sure. Yeah, I prefer wine too. So I like going up to Ella J, and they have a nice little winery up there. They have lots of wineries, but if you go to Downtown Historic, there's a little shop in there right next to a pizza joint, which makes awesome pizza, by the way. But they have a lot of yellow jackets outside, and I'm allergic to yellow jackets. But right next door is this awesome, like, mesh or medley store where it's like they have a stuffed bear in there, deer heads, a whole, I think there's a moose head in there or something. I don't know. But what they're awesome for, they're wine slushies. Oh my God. Blueberry wine slushies. I might have to go up there on February break. Might have to take a day up there. Say, Alejandro, let's go on up there. We're going to go hiking or something. I'm going to have a wine slushie. That's right. I do need to lose weight, but I appreciate you saying I don't. You know, prior to that injury, which, you know, come July, it'll be 2 years ago. And it's kind of left me unable to do much of anything that requires strength in my left leg. But prior to that one, I was like 124. I'm not going to share my weight now. No. Now I put sticky notes on the scale. And when my husband's like, why is there a sticky note on the scale? I'm like, oh, because it has the weight that I want it to show on there. So, and he just yanks it off and throws it away. And I put a new one on there. So, yeah. Driver's license. How much do you weigh? 124? And the lady behind the counter just looked at me. I said, okay, fine. Let's settle for 132. How about that? So, school. What school do I teach at? I actually teach in Cobb County, North Cobb County. So I teach at an elementary school up there. So I don't think, so one of my students may be checking this out, I don't know, but I like my school. I came from middle school, So, and I love middle school too, actually. I didn't have a problem with it. I just had to move down so that I could get off of work earlier for my youngest son. Not my youngest son, my eldest son, who kind of needed mommy's help with homework and things like that. So, but I absolutely adore my school. I love my kids. 5th graders are hilariously funny, kind of like my 6th through 8th graders were. Although my 8th graders were a little mouthy sometimes. All right, this row's done, but I teach at Pittner Elementary School, so if you're around the area, you'll know where that is. But North Cobb, I like it. I'm happy with it. I can call it home. And I got my little guinea piggies that go to school with me, so the kids love it. Yep, tree board. What kind of board? Yep, tree board, and it's a wooden tree board. So, and they're so easy to use, as you can tell. You know, you can take your time, you can set up like a little table in front of the TV. You know, the Ruffle method is like a no-fail method that you can't go wrong with, in my opinion. All right, last row coming up. Woo! Oh my goodness, check this out. Wow. This is one big guy. He's going to have some powerful measurements for sure. So, yup. Hi, Charlene. How are you? You know where it is? Oh, Lawrenceville. Okay. All right. So, you know where Pittner is? Or just Cobb? I mean, it's technically Ackworth. I think we have an Ackworth zip code. So, but it's like northern. Close to Woodstock side. Not too bad on 75. Yeah. Hi. I think I measured, I might have actually put too much mesh because I told you guys I measured 68. Lori, how many sets of holes are there? Anyway, because I thought it was 68, but again, I just kind of went with that number when I was cutting. So, and guys, if you use the ruffle method when you're doing this, you don't need to cover up your top row. If you're trying to use petals, then yeah, you're going to have to cover up the top row by using a bubble method and just doing small little bubbles going across the top to be able to cover where the board is. So, but with this, you don't need to worry about it. All right, come on in there. I don't know if coffee was such a good thing this time of night. I should have stuck with the wine. I purposely didn't buy it though. I don't know. Maybe I should start adding exercise to my attempted diet. I walked in the front office today and one of the office ladies saw me holding a bag of kale, and inside that bag of kale where I also had some carrots and some green peppers and stuff like that. And she goes, "Oh, food for the guinea pigs?" I said, "Yeah." And I said, "Wait a minute, wait a second. Why can't this be my food? How do you know it's for the guinea pigs? Maybe it's mine." So, and she's like, "Yeah, no." But once upon a time, I would do that. I would just carry a bag of lettuce around and I would just eat straight from the bag, like nothing on top of it or anything. So, yeah, I gotta figure out what to do. I like the idea of yoga. But the only problem is I cannot put any pressure on my right knee whatsoever. Somebody could say, put your hands up, you know, and get down on your knees or something like that. And I'd have to stand there. I can't. So, I can't do it. So there's something that moves around in there. And when it does, it causes a lot of pain. So, and then I did something to my right knee the other day. That bony part that sticks out, I guess that's the top of, what is it? Is it the top of the tibia or whatever? I did something to that, and I thought it was just bruised, and it could still be a bruised bone. But I'm actually wondering if I might have chipped the bone. So now I can't put pressure on my left knee. I'm kind of screwed. Chair yoga. I didn't know that was a thing. I might have to look that up. I could do chair yoga. I can't do knee yoga. So I'm out of luck on that part. So, but I'm going to have to look at, are you putting the mesh in side to side or the long way? It's going to be the long way because once you're putting the, it is 68. Yep, it is 68, guys. Once you're putting the mesh in, because you've got the zip ties going this way, the mesh is going to go that way. So it is going to go long ways. So, but play around with it. Like, you could even try bending it over and giving it a shot. Again, I just like the fact that it gives a little extra at the top and a little extra at the bottom. So I just prefer to keep it this way. So, but I mean, you know, that's the great thing. Like, it's for old people like me. Don't say that. Didn't I just say I wanted to try it? I'm not ready to graduate yet. No, I need to do something though. I mean, I can run very, very slowly, but only on a flat surface. The moment there's a hill, my calf muscles act up. Or the moment I attempt to speed up, my calf muscles act up. So, you know, but I don't want to get surgery. There's no point in getting surgery if I can just go about my daily life doing what I do. So, I have a bad back, so I use that big ball. It lives in Brooks, too. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. I might have to try it. I might have to try something. You know, I do want to try running. I mean, that's what I've always been, so I'm hoping I can maybe go back to it. Although 2 years out by this point, I think it's pretty unlikely. So, definitely not competition-wise anymore. That's definitely out of the question. I've already been told that. So, they already said if I try to go back to competition, even if my leg were to get to that point, you know, next time it got tore, that's it. Surgery. All right, let's get this. All right, guys, we have this. This is where I'm going to kind of, come here, wiggle the screen. No! Hold on. Give me a second. All right, while the computer's starting back up, I'm just going to fluff this out a little bit. Because at this point, like I told you, you know, this is what you have. And it's a big, I mean, this makes a big wreath. That's why I'm having to, like, back away to kind of show you guys. You know, I'll measure it again in a minute. But right now what I want to do, when you look at the top, again, I'm that anal person. So I want to make sure I don't see those. Okay, so this is where, now that this part is done, I'm just going to kind of move it around a little bit. And when I did the double ruffles, I didn't have a problem. So maybe one thing that you could do is do double ruffles on the top layer. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, honestly. Swimming, yeah, now that, that's another option too, because now that my youngest is 3.5 years old, acting like a 1.5-year-old, I want to get back and join the Y. And after our Georgia milestones are over, I want to start being able to go to the gym and everything right now. Right now, I just don't feel like I have the time to do it. I know everybody's like, oh, you can make time. Yeah, but when you've got a full-time job and then you run your own business as well, and then you've got the family obligations too, there's really not much. I mean, what is it? A friend of mine told me I'm basically burning the midnight candle at both ends. All right, I'm pretty happy with this now. There we go. Okay, let me check the bottom before I show this to you guys. We're not done yet. I'm going to add something else to it. But I just want to kind of move this around and kind of get that shape. And I'll probably, I know Lori, I'm going to send you a picture, but I'm going to obviously play with this a little bit more and like move it in the position I want it in. So, but we can go with this for right now. Okay, so moving it around a little bit. All right, there's the carrot part. So, and if you see, that's single ruffles. So, and you can't see through. Like it's completely solid. You can't see through it. And by the time you put a backing on it, it's even more so. So now what we need to do is we need to make some greenery for the top. Now you could use actual greenery, or I am just going to use mesh that I already had on hand. I cut 3 of these 21-inch ones, and I cut these at 9 inches just because I want to make sure that they stay curled. And then I also cut 3 of the lime green ones. These are 10-inch. I cut these at 9 inches as well. So we're going to take all of these and combine them. And I'm trying to remember how I did it last time. I think I had my 2 big zip ties. Thank you. I know, right? Atlanta traffic, yes. Don't remind me. I complain about Cobb traffic, and I hyperventilate on the interstate every day when I get on like that Lake Ackworth exit and just drive to Wade Green, and I'm just like, I told my husband, I was like, I don't know how you do it every day. I don't know how you do it every day. I drove down Windy Hill, for those of you that are around the area, and Windy Hill has grown a lot. I had to go to a training the other day. See, so I just roll it up. I roll them real tight though. And then I'm just going to kind of stick it between my fingers right now. Actually, hold up. I think I'm going to roll up one of these and then stick it between my fingers. All right. And it's going to be a nice tight little roll like that. And I'm just going to add it in there. There we go. Now we're going to go back to a big one. You could use, if it's kind of difficult to hold on to all of them, you could easily just use like little clips. And I may end up resorting to the clips because I haven't made another carrot in a couple of weeks. So, and I've got 3 right here. So this is getting pretty tight already. I don't know how much more space is in between my fingers. We're about to find out though. You have green, no orange. Yeah, you can. Christmas tree with the ruffle method, yep. And you know what? Experiment a little bit, Janet, because every petal always starts out with that little triangle shape. So it's like when you take your piece of mesh and you fold it over to get that little triangle shape, once you've got your triangle shape, just start playing with which side you're going to fold which direction, and you'll get different petal shapes just from doing that. So that's kind of what I did when I discovered one petal shape. I just sat in my chair and I was folding a piece of burlap watching a video. So, all right. Yeah, this is getting tight. I definitely think when I made this last time, I probably used clips to hold them all together. But it's working so far. Yay. I could be a cheerleader now. All right. I'm late coming to the group. It's a tree frame to do the carrot, and once I save the video, Shelly, once I save it in probably about 15 minutes, you'll be able to go back and view it from the beginning. Now, I'm trying to remember, I think the way I did this is because of the amount that I'm holding in my hand right now. I think I went ahead and zip tied it first. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm pretty sure other people have an easier way. I'm a lefty. Lefties always do things a little differently. That's because we're creative. That's what I say. All right. All right. I'm just going to hold it like this for right now. The reason why is because when I attach it over here, I'm going to attach it with another zip tie. So I want to leave a little bit of space so I can put it through there. Leftover tulip leaves, that would be cute too. Leftover tulip, I have tons of those because last year the popular thing around this area was the tulip carrots, and so I made at least 8 of those last year. So I had tons of leftover tulip leaves, you know. So all right, so let's take a look at this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I've got my middle right here. Here's the thing I want to do first. Because this space is about to get really, really tight, I want to take some twine and I want to go ahead and put the hanger in there. Because again, it is about to get very, very tight, and I learned that lesson from the first one, just to go ahead and do it. All right, there we go. That should be about long enough. I don't really measure how long it's going to be. I just want to make sure that I've got enough space, and if I need to cut it off at the end, I will. So I'm going to come up here. I am going to go to the middle, and let's see if I can slide it through. Sometimes I can. Sometimes I can't. This is why I should have done it a little earlier. There we go. Got it. All right. And I think I want it to be about right. I usually tell, when I host workshops, I always tell them, give yourself about 2.5 to 3 inches when you're tying it for the hanger to fit on there. And I like to make sure it's hidden pretty good. So, all right. So we got a little hanger on there, right there. So now we're going to trim our little hanger. Bippity boppity boo. All right, and now we got to get this little guy put on there. So let me flip him over and let's take a look-see how we want this little guy to sit. And once you get him in there, you can move him around a little bit more too. It's just, okay, we're going to go for this spot right here. Okay, this way. And let me see. I want them right. Yep, perfect. Awesome. Okay. So, once you figured out how you want them to go on there, hi Kentucky. I'm going to do this. Thing is the mesh is one of my cheaper ones. I know pricing is different for everybody. My thing is you got to charge what you're worth, and you got to be able to pay yourself labor costs, or you're not going to be able to stay in business for too long. Or at some point, demand's going to get too high as well. All right. I think I got it now. All right. Let's go ahead. And we're going to take this. If you see that same little plastic one that we used for the hanger, that is where I'm sliding this guy through, and now it's already getting tight. Okay? But it's enough to make it work right now. I believe, if I remember correctly, that's how I did it. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then it's going to be a little off. I'm going to slide it through here. This part, I wish I could show you a little better, but I can't other than talking through it. All right. And in it goes. And again, hopefully, if I did this correct. You could also, and I may end up having to go back and do that. Let me see. We're going to see here. I may have to go back. Let me double check. Because again, when it's been a while since you've done it. All right, let's tighten this one up. All right, I think. All right, we are good there. All right, let's cut it off. You can do it through this hanger right here. You could even take your zip ties through the 2 holes that are right there too, depending on how high you want it to sit. But this is going to be perfect for what I need it to do. So, what is a rose carrot? It's just, yeah, exactly what Barbara just said. It's just you're making the carrot using the rose tips, the actual floral part. Just like some of these are made with tulips. But you're getting into pretty pricey territory when you're talking about using tulips. So, all right, let me take a look. And I'm still not done. You're like, oh my God. You know, it almost reminds me of the top of a pumpkin for just a second. gosh, now I kind of miss fall. But fall would mean that winter's coming again. And I do not want that. This is also the point where you might want to kind of check your curls a little bit, you know, because you fiddled with it. So the curls may need a little checking. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right, I'll show you guys in just a second. And when you're holding it, when you're seeing, some of it's going back right now, but honestly, when you are doing it, when it's hanging on the door, it's going to be forward anyway. So, and I'll take that out in a minute. There we go. And I may end up, it's going to bother me a little bit. So I know how to fix that later. We're good though. All right, so this is what we're looking at now. All right, and then I've got these pieces right here that are going to move forward a little bit when we hang it on the door in the first place. All right, so, but our little carrot's coming together already. And I like the little mix of the dark green and of the light green as well. So we've got this part. So now what we need to get going next are the little bunny ears. Yay! This is what I stopped by Dollar Tree for earlier. And night. And I couldn't find it. So I ended up making my own. I just took white felt, cut the shapes out, put them together. And in between the two pieces of felt, I just took a pipe cleaner here, hot glue, pipe cleaner here, hot glue. And then cut the pink part out, cut the light pink part out. And then I left this part open. So I took those 11-inch floral wires and poured some hot glue on 3/4 of it, and then just kind of slid it up there. So it goes up there to about right here. This guy's pretty good. Like, you could slap somebody with it, you know. I'm not going to show that right now. If my kids saw that, they'd be like, yeah, let's have it. All right, time to get some bunny ears on this guy. Okay. All right. It is. Yes. All right, so now the first thing you want to do, figure out where you're going to want your ears at. All right, let's put them right here and here. Okay, all right, now that I got that figured out. For this part, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the bunny ears through the front and stick them in. So I'm going to find that hole. I'm actually working with those two holes that I mentioned to you guys about right by the hanger. That's actually the one that I'm going to work with. So we're going to push that guy down. He's not going anywhere. Then just take that floral wire and up it goes. And I always like leaving it there. Some people like to cut it off. I like to leave it there because if a customer wants to take the ears off, move them to a different position, they can take it off. But I can also just put a dab of hot glue right there and it's fine. But it's not going anywhere right now, so I'm not worried about it. All right, then we're going to come to the other side of the hanger, and there's the hole. We're going to slide it through. Come on. There we go. All right, and make sure you don't get the hanger caught. Same concept. Push that floral wire up. All right. Okay. Oh, so cute. So I'm going to end up moving some of the carrot top part around. At this point, there's just a few pieces that I need to cut off. I try to be pretty careful with the mesh when I'm working with it in the first place, so I usually don't have too much fraying. And then I'm just going to let it drop to the floor because I bought a one of those little, what is it, wet vac. I bought a wet vac and it's been working like a charm. Once I figured out that you had to put a hose on the hole, otherwise it was just going to blow everything back out again. I was like, why on earth is it blowing everything back out again in the room? This wet vac is broken. And my husband's like, did you put the hose on the hole? No. What hole? So, yeah. All right. So it's got a few spots. I'll finish it up. I'll fix it up a little more later. But you've got your finished little bunny wreath. So this guy's pretty big if you take a look at him. And then at the same time, like I said before I post a picture, all you have to do, go through, pull out a few ruffles on the side to get it nice and straightened up. But I'll kind of move like slow-mo down, so we've got from tip all the way to top. This is a big guy, guys. So he's huge. Yeah. Favor Mart. Yep. This is the tree form from Unique in the Creek. What do you guys think about it? You guys like it? I like the little bunny ears. Those were actually fun to make. The last one I made in green and tan. I like the white and pink better with the 2 shades of pink. I think it offers a nice little contrast to it. So, but that's it. So this little guy is going to measure in at, let's see here. Where's my little measuring tape? Because I've got the laptop over there. So my laptop's in the way. Where's my measuring tapes? Up there it is. All right, let's take a look at it. Start right here. Up we go. If you take it all the way up to the top, he is about just slightly over 36 inches long. And if you take the width at the widest point, you've got about 24 inches wide. So that's why I'm like, I can't, it's kind of hard to get him into the full line so that you guys can see it. This is about all I can do. But what I can do is I can take a picture of this guy in just a little bit, and then I can post him online for you guys to see better. But I hope this helped you guys. I hope for some of you who were kind of like nervous about starting out, trying it yourself, hopefully this gives you the confidence to go give it a shot, because literally anybody can just start off and do it. You know, and look at the back. It's so nice and neat. You really don't even need a cover. There's no hot glue anywhere. There's, other than right here where I put it on there, left it on there so it's adjustable. There's no wires anywhere. It's very nice and neat. You don't need to cover it. And then when you look at the front, there's, I'm gonna move to the side. There's absolutely no show through. No show through whatsoever. And again, this is done with the single ruffle. So this guy was a little fun right here. I enjoyed that one. So I hope it helped you guys. Yes. Yep, I'll have the replay up. I'm going to save it. So that'll be done in a few minutes, you know, just before everybody heads out. Hopefully it helped you. If it did help you, give like a little, if you can give like a little love or a little like, that'd be awesome. And if you have any questions, you can ask them now. I'd be happy to answer them. See, I told you, Debbie, yeah, it is so easy. And when you do it with the wreath form, like, you know, you can turn this into a tree. Add some little lights behind it, put some little ornaments on it. So cute, and a little star up at the top. When's the watermelon class? Yeah, you guys are waiting for that one too. I am still making sure, because before I show it to you guys, I want to make sure, because the thing is I modified some stuff on it, and to be able to get it to do that. And I want to make sure that I've got everything everything needs to be in the right spot, so that's not like I show you guys one thing and then like the next day it's completely different. Oh, move this here. So I want to make sure I have that down, but I would say in the next couple of weeks, probably, the watermelon one's coming. You know, and then, you know, I do plan on doing other tutorials where you'll have a closer view, but at least with these lives, you can kind of see how it's done, and I'll show you the frame and everything. So if you guys ever have questions, let me know. How long did you say it was? Oh, the measurement of the carrot, about slightly like 1/4 of an inch over 36 inches and about 24 inches wide. And I haven't finished fluffing the sides yet. So, but I don't think it's going to change much from 24 inches. I think that's pretty solid right there. But hopefully it helped you guys out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to use code SPARKLES when you go to uniqueinthecreek.com, and that way you get 10% off your order. You know, so thank you. Did you see the picture where it was like this weird, my husband said it looked like Rogue. I'm like, Rogue? Another person said it looked like I was the remake of The Fifth Element. And I'm like, well, wouldn't that be nice to have the money that went with it? So, all right. Are there any discounts on the board? If you use Sparkles when you order from the website, uniqueinthecreek.com, then you can take 10% off. And that'll get you a discount. And then if you order over 100, then you have free shipping. So, you know, put 2 and 2 together, and that's pretty good. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and make it a night. Obviously, PM me if you have any questions. And then I'm going to go ahead and post the video officially on here so that the replay can work. Thank you, Lori. I'm so glad that you tuned in. I know it's late for you. She's a night owl like me, too, on that part. How long is the code Sparkles good for? I don't believe it has an end date. So I believe you can continue using it. Sparkles. I believe with an S. I'm going to double check that. But I'm pretty sure. Where's my... Oh, my phone's up there. Duh, Isabel. You know what? While I have you on here, I'm pretty sure it's Sparkles with an S. But let me open my messenger on here. And I can literally tell you, like, within 30 seconds. So I'm fairly certain that I have it right. It is Sparkles. Yes, Sparkles... Wait a second. It's misspelled on here. I'm going to double check that. It's Sparkles with an S. So, yeah. So just type that in. You get 10% off. So there you go. Yeah. My name is Isabel. I always tell my, you know, it's funny when I go into a restaurant, they're like, how do you spell Isabel? And I'm like, is-a ding-a-ling-a-ling bell. Sometimes I am a ding-a-ling. But, all right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. I'm actually going to finish my coffee before I go to bed, which is almost like an oxymoron or something. But, yeah, so I don't believe it has an end date, so definitely feel free. A watermelon one will come soon, and definitely if you have another tutorial you'd love to see me do, definitely let me know, and I can make it, like, make a list for it. So, yay. All right, ladies, I'm going to go ahead and hit end. Follow along. That way you can hear from other tutorials because I've got more coming. I've got a week coming. I have a week off in about 5 more school days. I will never trade my calendar for any other job, even though I have a business degree as well. So, all right, ladies. Mwah. Good night, ladies. Have a good one. All right.